We're live. Good evening, everybody. I don't know if anybody's bothering to turn up and to listen to me and watch me, but if you are there, then I thank you for giving up your a bit of your evening or afternoon, depending where you are in the world. For those that don't know you, I'm Brendan Conboy, also known as Half Man, Half Poet. And yes, I'm a poet. And so tonight I am launching officially this book, which looks like it's in reverse on your screen if you're watching on YouTube. But if you're watching on Facebook, it's the right way around. So good evening. If you are bothering to turn up and watch, then the only way I know if you're here and watching is if you put something in the chat. So say hello. Do say hello in the chat, whether you're on Facebook. I can't actually see the Facebook chat at the moment. Let me see if I can sort that out. Perhaps there isn't anything to see. Anyway, if you are here, just say hello and say where you're from. Do something like that. It would be great to know that I'm not alone. Often, the book that I'm launching tonight is called "The End Is Not the End," and it's about the end of life. And there's some beautiful poetry in this book, and even though I wrote them myself, I will say that there are some beautiful poems in this book. At a time when people are struggling with loss and grief, when they've lost a loved one, often they look for words to try and find some sort of peace and comfort, and it's difficult to find those words. I've been with family members before, trying to decide what poems to read at a funeral, and it's very difficult to choose something that is suitable and that everybody is going to like and it is going to mean something to everybody. I do hope that the poetry in this book will do some of that, and that some of these poems will actually bring a little bit of hope to people when they are struggling with bereavement and grief. So I do think I'm speaking to myself at the moment, but I'm going to read a few poems tonight, and if nobody bothers to turn up, then I'll just end it early. But if somebody does turn up, then please say hello. Put it in the chat so I know I'm not alone. Is there anybody on Facebook? I don't even know how to find out. I usually do my book launches on Zoom, and Zoom is very interactive. You know, people can chat and you can engage. Actually, Facebook isn't live yet. Let's start Facebook. That might help. Facebook is going live. The weirdest thing is it says that I'm live, but it also says live video is starting. So, what are you doing, Facebook? If nothing, if nobody else comes along, then I'll just carry on YouTube. For some reason, Facebook is having a problem today. Well, is there anybody on YouTube? Maybe I should do my book launches in person in future. Could I extreme yourself where to go, like? I don't want to do that. Uh, well, not going very smoothly, is it? Let's try this. Oh, I'm trying to get in on my phone. Is anybody watching on YouTube yet? Nope. Well, there we go. In the end, I'm on Facebook on my phone eventually, and I'm on YouTube as well. Cool, that was a struggle, wasn't it? If you only just caught up with me on Facebook, I'm here tonight to launch my brand new poetry book. This is called The End Is Not the End. It's a collection of poems for end of life and beyond. Yes, the beyond. And we all go beyond, and we all always leave people behind as well that have to cope with life that goes on after we've gone. So this is a beautiful book. It's a collection of 48 different poems, and it's in three sections. It's got poems for what? Well, the three sections are called before, goodbye, and after. And the before is in the waiting, when you're waiting for somebody to pass on, waiting for somebody to die. It can be difficult, and sometimes you want words that can give you some strength and some hope and a little bit of comfort. And I hope that the poems in this book will do that for people that might be in that situation. And the goodbye is the in the morning. It's difficult sometimes to find poems that are suitable for a funeral or a Thanksgiving service. And there's a whole load of poetry in this book that will be suitable. And then I hope we're still connected. My phone had a blippy moment then. Oh dear, technology. Anyway, I'm just going to read. This book is dedicated to Liz, and Liz was the daughter of a friend who died recently, and while she was waiting to die, had the thought, the inspiration of writing this book. This is the title poem, and it's called "The End Is Not the End." Once upon a time, long, long ago, everything was fine. No worries then to show. Our journey throughout time revealed all that we know. Be thankful for your friends. For love you can depend. The end is not the end. In life we reap and also weep. Life can be so bitter sweet. The path of life, it can be steep. The end we greet, and then we sleep. Happy ever after, we can all pretend the end is not the end. Life rarely ends like a fairy tale. Complexion pale, mind does fail. We all grow frail, moving slowly like a snail. Death lies waiting at the end. Need a reason to defend. The end is not the end. The end is when we're free from all pain. Eternal life is all but gain. Will so remain with blame and we make a choice of life or death. As for those that are left and bereft, if you choose right, they will be blessed. That's nice to see that Bill Hardiman is watching. Yeah. And David Martin. Good to see you, David. Good to see you, Bill. Put a few hearts up if you like on the, if you're liking a poem, then throw some likes up or some hearts or something. I don't really know how Facebook Live works very well. I don't use it that much. So, yeah. So I'm hoping you can hear me. So another reason why I wrote this book is I've had four near-life experiences. I've nearly died 4 times, and the latest was in January this year. And since that one, which was actually, it was quite a peaceful experience. I thought I was dying, and I knew I was going to heaven, and it was a really peaceful experience. Yeah, it was incredible. So anyway, it made me realize that not everybody has that peaceful experience. And so the poems in this book hopefully will bring a little bit of peace to those that don't have it. And if you missed me saying earlier, this book is dedicated to Liz, who was the daughter of a friend, some friends of mine, and she died recently of cancer. And while she was waiting to die, I got the idea of writing this book to help people like Liz and her parents who were watching her go through the struggles of the last days of her life. This is called Hope Within. You age, degrade, and rage as life fades. Is this the way to behave? With one foot in the grave, feeling dismayed, want your life replayed, need to be brave, Grow old with dignity. Maintain your integrity. Embrace creativity. Forget about your vanity. Hold on to your sanity. Hold on to the hope within. It's never too late to begin. A new time, a new pastime. Expand your mind. Write a poem in rhyme. Seek and you shall find. Always be kind. Do not mope. Get off the slippery slope. We all have hope. No matter your stage or age, do not be afraid. Hope will always drive out fear. Hope will wipe away your tear. Hope sustains your every year. Always keep hope near. Hope within. Do you have hope within? I do hope so. This book features the 5 steps of grief. Now, thank you for the likes. Yes, there's 5 stages. Apparently, there's 5 stages of grief. Some people will say there's more, and others will say, well, there's none. It's all just one big mess. But you can actually separate out the steps of grief, and there's the 5 steps that are commonly referred to are denial, anger, bargaining. You know, that process, the time when you say, oh, if only I did that, if only I had been there and said that. Then there's the 4th one is depression, and the 5th one is acceptance. So this next poem is the longest, one of the longest in the book. So I got to get a bit of lubrication for it. It's called 5 Steps, and the first step is denial. No drama needed, no need to cry. I can't believe that you did die. I don't grieve, that's why I deny. How can you be dead while you're inside my head? I still hear your words, the words that you said. Anger. Life isn't fair, like no one cares. You died before your age. It fills me with rage. The hurt and hate infuriate, not in denial. I am volatile. I'm dangerous, capricious, hazardous, and precarious. My anger unfolds and I explode. I'm changeable, unable, unstable. Don't want to wear this label. Warning in mourning. Bargaining. If only I could turn back the clock, I'd barter with God and stop the rot. Why didn't I pray? I forgot. Why do I feel such a regretter? I know that I could have done better. Why didn't I write that letter and say what I wanted to say before you slipped away? If only I had one more day, how could I have made you stay? Depression, the 4th step. Hear now my confession. In my deepest, darkest depression, words have no expression. My fragmented heart is hushed. My spirit has been crushed. Each night the night does fall. None hears my muffled call. The light has been obscured. Shadows now endure. How can I shake the pain? How can I break these chains? And then the final stage of grief is acceptance. The morning sunrise touches my skin. I feel your presence deep within. A new dawn, a new day, a new start. I feel the warming of my heart. I feel the loss from your depart. I can't pretend. My heart will never mend. I faced the trial of denial. I struggled to grieve. to believe. Now I am relieved to recognize your demise. With my open eyes, I accept that you have died. I have cried, but now cry less. I have learned to cope. I now live in hope that we will meet again in eternity without pain. Welcome, James Vincent. Nice to see you. James Vincent Calabrese is watching. Good to see you there, James. So I've just read 3 poems from the first section of this brand new book of mine, The End Is Not the End. And that section is whilst we're waiting, in that process of waiting for somebody to die. Now, I live with a kidney disease and also heart disease. So I feel like I'm waiting, but I'm not on my deathbed, but I have got a life-limiting illness. But I get on and do things whilst I'm waiting. And some of the poems in this book encourage people to do that. If you're still able, with one leg in the grave, to get and do something creative and meaningful. So, moving on to the saying goodbye part of grief, and this is another one looking at denial, and this poem is called Denial. I still see you every day. How can you be gone? I stare at your chair, my heart does long. I hear you softly sing a song. There is so much I should have said. I hear your voice inside my head. How is it that you are dead? Your presence does still surround me. I see your life all around me. The memories do astound me. Every day I do cry. Within my heart I do deny. Why did you have to die? Your loss has cost and struck me dumb. My whole body now feels numb. I can't accept, I won't succumb. I see you in your children's children. You are there, of that I'm certain. I cannot face the final curtain. I cannot face this empty void. Without you, I am destroyed. You did bring me so much joy. I cannot let you go. I will not let you go. Without you, I feel hollow. Alone, I face this trial. Alone in my denial. Alone, my life is vile. So if anybody is watching this and struggling at the moment with bereavement, you may relate to that. You may be in that denial stage. Good to see you, Larry. But Larry Scott is watching. Good to see you watching on Facebook. And so if you are in that denial stage, just realize that it does get easier eventually. It does get easier. I've gone through anger, I've gone through denial, I've gone through bargaining and depression. And at the end of the day, we have to come to that place of acceptance, because at the end of the day, we all die at some point. Death is one of the 3 certain things in life. There's death, taxes, and being born. That's the 3 things that happen to all of us. But why is it we avoid talking about death? Because it's painful, isn't it? This is called cherish. If I didn't have a single photograph, I would still see you and hear you laugh. Your image is etched within my mind. I remember your heart that was so kind. I remember the warmth in your eyes. You were so wise and shared your wisdom. Generously you did give some. Together we were one. You were always positive, never negative, made the most of the life you lived. You might be slight without much height, yet I recall that you stood tall. You still stand tall next to me, a beautiful memory. I cherish the time we had together. The memories will last. I walk, will last forever. I walk where we walked and talk where we talked. But you did not reply. Why did you have to die? Don't want to say goodbye. Nobody wants to say goodbye, do they? Saying goodbye to somebody when they're dying is such a hard thing. It's such a hard thing. And saying goodbye even after they're gone at a funeral, to say goodbye is such a hard thing. But we can say goodbye in so many different languages. And this next poem is called Au revoir, which it means so long. It doesn't mean goodbye, because goodbye is final. Au revoir and all the other words in other languages that we use for goodbye, they mean farewell. So this is called Au revoir, and it has a lot of other languages in it. I hope you like it. Farewell, au revoir, until we meet again. Arrivederci, goodbye, is not the same. I am all around you. I'm with you each day. Though you cannot see me, you hear the words I say. Death happens all the time. We never invite it. Everything is fine. In death, we're reunited. Don't say goodbye. Say Auf Wiedersehen. Until we meet again. Everything remains. Call me by my name. I will do the same and natter. Our bond has not been shattered. Every day I miss you. So long. Hasta la vista. Enjoy the memories of times gone past. It's okay to cry, but let laughter last. All life is over fast. All is well, I want you to know. Farewell, adios, amigo. We all will meet our fate. No one knows the date. Au revoir. Patiently, I wait. Yasir Gill is watching. Nice to see you here, Yasir. I think you're watching in India, if I'm right. If people want to throw up a comment saying where they're watching from on Facebook, I can read that easy. It'd be nice to know where you're watching from. My grandchildren recently were playing a game of hide and seek, and this next poem is called Hide and Seek, and it was inspired by their game of hide and seek. And it's still a poem for saying goodbye to somebody. You may want this one read at your funeral, you never know. Or if you're organising a funeral for somebody else, you may want to use this one. It's called Hide and Seek. I know that you have gone, or do you hide from me? Slowly I count to 10. 1, I know just where you'll be. You'll soon be home for tea. 2, we played our games so free. Don't want to face reality. 3, I don't want to play this game. It causes too much pain. 4, I need someone to blame. I seek but never gain. 5, I watched you run and hide. You were always so alive. 6, if only you could stay. If only for one day. If only we could play. 7, you hide like you're invisible. I seek and find my miserable. 8, I deflate. Don't feel great. I miss playing with my mate. 9, I understand, accept my fate. I keep counting, won't be late. 10. The end happens for everyone. Ready or not, here I come. Until we hide and seek again, my love for you will still remain. That's hide and seek. And after we've said goodbye at a funeral, and we've read our poetry at the funeral, and we read our eulogies and told our stories, life goes on for the people that are left behind, and it is so difficult, so difficult. And this is a poem called Left Behind, and it's to the people that are left behind, and it's written in the third person, as if the person that has passed on is speaking. Left behind. I've travelled this road, now it's time. The sun has set, yet all is fine. To the people left behind, seek and you shall find. There is no need to pray. Goodbye, I try to say. My soul is on its way. We shared our lives, made memories, loved you with all I had to give. Journeyed together for so long, alone do I now travel on. My friends, be strong now that I'm gone. Laughter and joy have turned to grey. I really must be on my way. I understand you feel such sorrow. You will find hope on the morrow. Do not mourn with head bent low. Time will make the memories grow. Sorry, I could not stay. Let me be on my way. When grief destroys the life we had, talk to a friend when you are sad. Remember things that made us laugh. Recall the times that I was daft. Please don't worry or dismay. This happy soul will not decay. It's time to send me on my way. That's Left Behind, for the people that are left behind. Welcome, Teresa Hart. Nice to see you on here. So I've just got a few more to read. Well, actually, yeah, I've got 3 more poems to read. If you're happy with that, well, if you're not, I'm going to read them anyway. So this is a poem based on that final stage of grief, called the final stage of grief is acceptance, and this poem is called Tsunami. And if you don't know what a tsunami is, where have you been? It's a huge wave that is massive, and it engulfs buildings and towns. And often in grief, you can be hit by waves of grief. So that's why this poem is called Tsunami. The tsunami hit me, the biggest wave imaginable, drowning, unescapable, breathing now incapable, fragile, tossed by every wave, storms rage beyond the grave. Crash, another wave hits my head, smash, live each day in dread. Are you really dead? Suddenly the waves do cease. I lay washed up on the beach, each day consumed by my own grief, devoured in my disbelief, need relief. Waves drag me down beneath, saturate me in my sleep. Will I ever be saved? Learn to surf these treacherous waves, change the way that I behave. Will I learn to live again? How long will I feel this pain? Will this storm release me? Will I ever be set free? Will I find some liberty? I learn to surf, and it brings freedom. Your memories do give me reason to survive, to stay alive, to accept that you have gone. And though the days are long, your memory keeps me strong. I survived the waves of penance, cried through my prison sentence, can't deny the whole experience. I arrive released by my acceptance. That's Tsunami. I've just got two more poems to go from this new book of mine. It's called The End Is Not the End. It's available. It's not actually on my website at the moment. I just checked that earlier, and I've been so busy doing other things, I haven't got around to getting it on my website. I need to put that on my to-do list. But it is available to buy from Amazon, and it's £6.99 on Amazon. So pop along there, pop along there, grab a copy, and then after you've read it, then leave a review. Leave a review, please. That would be really helpful if you could do that. This next poem is called Figment of Legacy. No matter who we are or what you've done in your life, whether it's good or bad, we all leave a legacy. We leave something behind. Some legacies are bad, and I hope mine will be a good legacy. This book is part of my legacy, and all my other books and all the other things I've done in my life, that's part of my legacy. This is called Figment of Legacy. I see you all around me. I see you in your legacy, a figment of my fantasy. I know that it cannot be. I see you sat in your chair. I see you over there. I see you everywhere, a figment of my stare. I feel your touch upon my face. I feel your loving arms embrace. I feel you in an empty space. I feel a figment of your grace. I hear your voice within my ear. I hear you still as if you're near. I hear you mumble, not so clear. I hear a figment of your cheer. I smell the remnant of your scent. I smell your fragrance where you went. I smell your presence so intense. I smell a figment of you hence. I sense you with all of my mind. I sense you all of the time. I sense that all will be just fine. I sense your figment so sublime. I know that you are still with me, a loving figment of legacy. That's Figment of Legacy. So Denise Wynn has just joined us. And hello, Denise. Good to see you here. You've actually joined just in time for the last poem, but you can catch this and you can listen to all the other poems that I've read tonight from my new book, The End Is Not the End. It's a collection of poetry, collection of poems for the end of life and beyond. So this last poem is called Restore Me, and it's from the mourning, the after the person has gone stage of grief. Restore me. Deliver me, set me free, give me strength and energy, release me in the liberty, freedom, redeem me in the sanctuary, freedom from insanity, return my vitality. I hear the mockers snigger, restore my vigor, before rigor holds me, give me some vivacity, rid me of this lethargy, keep me on course, be my driving force. My energy dilution needs a solution. Give me some restitution. I await my execution. Muscles ache in pain. Please restore me again. That's restore me. And if anybody is grieving and they've lost a loved one recently, you may feel uh, just like the words of that poem, you may feel like you need restoring. And we all need restoring at some point, don't we? Welcome to Abhishek Sharma and to Rose George. Nice to see you. And Lillian Elwin Bull. Yeah, lots of people joining now, right at the end. I ran out of poems that I've chose to read tonight. But as there's a few people joining now, right at the end, I'll read one more poem, and this is called If Only. You know, when someone dies, we go through that bargaining process of saying, if only I did this, if only I'd said that, if only I'd been there, all these if only things. And we kind of try to bargain and think that it might make a difference. This is if only. If only I could understand, I would have held your hand for longer, tighter than I did when you did close your eyelids. Oh, how much I now do miss the loving taste of your sweet kiss. You are the one I still adore. How I wish I kissed you more. If only I had told you that I love you. I know you know it is true. There are so many things I did not do, so many things I did not say. I could still say them anyway. If I compose a thoughtful letter, will it make you feel any better? Why am I such a regretter? I prayed for your life, but my faith was weak. What if I had been more meek? A miracle I did seek. I should have been stronger. Is it too late? If I had longer, could I negotiate? If I visit your graveside every day, will the pain then go away? If I visit your favourite place, I hope to see your loving face. What if I could face my fear? Would I feel that you are near? I know that your heart was mine. If only there had been more time. What if life was just a dream? Will my pain now be redeemed? Well, that's if only. I've been reading from my brand new poetry book, The End Is Not the End, a collection of poems for the end of life and beyond, split into three sections for the before someone dies, the saying goodbye, and then the after they've gone. And looking at the 5 stages of grief, looking at denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Those are the stages that we go through when we're grieving. If you're grieving, then rush out and grab a copy of this book, or if you know somebody that's grieving, lost a loved one, grab a copy of this book. It's on Amazon and it's £6.99, and I've loved reading it to you, and it's been great knowing that there's a few of you out there listening and watching. And I'm going to say goodbye now, and bless you all. Bless you. Oh yeah, I forgot to say some of the poems in the book are they have a Christian message as well. Yeah, of course they do, because I'm a Christian. But not all of the poems have a Christian message. Probably only about a third of the poems in it have a Christian message. The rest are to try and bring some form of comfort and understanding and compassion for people that are in need. I hope you enjoyed it. God bless you. Bye bye. Oh, and if you want to go over to my YouTube channel, that would be great, and subscribe to all of my YouTube videos, which are mainly poetry. So go to Brendan Conboy on YouTube, half man, half poet, and just hit the subscribe button, and that would be a real blessing for me. Thank you for doing that. Bless you. Good night.